If you think you're safe in these woods, traveler, think again. Join me as I open my book to a story that takes place before the time of the Great Rune Wars, across the vast Shuriman deserts and to the south of Kumungu, hidden within the forests that lay nestled between the great rivers that divide eastern Shurima. There lay the fabled garden known as Zyra. Elemental magics had turned the soil in strange and unpredictable ways. From it grew fierce, carnivorous plants that preyed upon any creature that strayed within reach. They infested, they devoured, caring nothing for the squabbles of mortals. In their own way, they were all Zyra, and nourishment was ever plentiful in the midst of war. A small band of soldiers, whose allegiances long since lost to time, advanced through those lands in search of some now forgotten prize. They were led by an ambitious sorceress, but they were far from home, and bound to succumb to the noxious fumes and spores of that accursed place. It was not long before the denizens of the garden set upon them, spine tendrils lashing through armor and flesh with sadistic ease. Knowing they could not win, the warriors turned to their sorceress to save them. Gathering all of her power, she released it all in a mighty blast, and the air burned with runic magics. In an instant, a rogue spark ignited the gases of the swamp. The resulting magical explosion obliterated all life within miles of the forest. None would remember the gardens of Zyra, but I remember. Centuries passed. The land above lay lifeless and empty, but beneath its soil something stirred. Over those long centuries, the energy from the explosion had pooled into the land, nourishing it. From beneath, a single seed pod bulged forth and broke the surface, pulsing with unnatural life, before being clawed open from the inside, ichor oozing from it as a new life crawled forth, gasping and confused. The creature beheld a broken and changed world, brimming with new vitality and ideas, its mind a puzzle of conflicting memories. Forced into a fledgling consciousness, it could recall the warmth of the sun, the taste of the rain, and the agony of 100 mortal deaths. She called herself Zyra. She knew she was different from other creatures. Mortals were fearful and unpleasant things. None of them respected the realms they inhabited, spoiling everything with their mere presence. This filled Zyra with her first emotions, rage and contempt. It was with these emotions that she finally felt it, her hunger. As if unsolicited, new life sprang up in the wake of her footsteps. Voracious plant forms that changed and evolved beneath her gaze, bearing the same hunger she now felt, hurling poisonous barbs or sprouting fresh tendrils at an alarming rate. Unrooted and free to wander, Zyra and her deadly progeny fed and grew. As the rivers of Shurima began to run anew, strange flora have been sighted on their banks, spreading slowly westward with each passing season. Whether pulled from the earth or purged by fire, the growth continues to spread like a disease. So, dear traveler, never think you are safe in the wood, especially when you cannot hear the chirping of the birds, and the wolves have been silenced. For that is when you know she is near. She has fed on the wildlife, but her hunger will not be sated till she devours and purges us mortals from her garden.
The harvest is upon us. Choke the life from them. This land is mine.